I decided to join a multiplayer game in the Hunter Classic for the first time in quite some time, and well, we found something pretty awesome. And here comes our buck. He actually just called with another buck next to him, so I'm not exactly sure which buck we're gonna go for here, but we gotta start paying attention. Alright, we got a small buck coming in there. Oh, that was too close. That was way too close. But we definitely should have a couple more bucks coming in though. Besides just that small one right there. Oh, I hear one. I hear one. Where is he? Right there. Unfortunately, it looks like another small buck coming in here. But I hear more. Tell you what, I want to slide over a little bit. And then crouch up. Here we go, here we go. There's our buck that we want. Look at that. That's a beautiful buck. That's a 180 plus muley right there. We just got to be patient enough for him to step out to give us a shot. So we got these two small bucks right there, and you can definitely see that buck there is a beautiful buck. But he's right behind that ridge. We do not have a shot. No, 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 what just happened? Why did that happen? That makes no sense. We have full cover here. We have a pretty good wind, at least I think, because those other two bucks were sitting there the entire time. And now they just all bolted. Alright guys, guess what we just found? There's our giant buck right there. That actually might be even bigger than what I thought. That might be a 190 plus or maybe a 200 plus muley. Take a look at that rack right there. Wow. Very impressive buck. Now he's pretty spookish, so we gotta be super careful because one wrong move could send that thing in the wrong direction. Alright, so I just checked. We still have full cover here. We should be good. What? What? What is happening? We got a little bit of a predicament here because we just got a call from another muley buck behind us. Now, I've never seen this buck yet, so I don't know how big he is. However, our big muley, our 200 plus muley, is actually coming in behind us right now. Okay, that's going to be our new buck calling right now. Let's take a look at that. He did call 2 times within a rather short time. So normally when that happens, he's probably not going to be too special, but you never know. You never know. I have had huge non-typicals come in grunting the whole time, so you really never know. But most of the time, they're probably going to be kind of small if they grunt a lot. Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. Big buck, big buck, big buck. Oh, that's a big buck. Wow. He's only about 20 yards out. I think we might have to take him, guys. No, 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 no. Well, at least you can't say that we're not getting a lot of action right now. Within the last 10 minutes, we've had 200 plus muleys come within 20 yards away from us, and they both took off. We couldn't quite take a shot. I could have taken a shot right away, but I wanted to be able to see him for you guys. You know, if I were to just shoot back and shot him, you wouldn't really be able to see him coming in or anything like that. So, that wasn't the same buck. That wasn't the same buck. It's a tiny buck. That's just my luck. A big one spooks, and a small one comes right in perfectly. Normally, after a big buck spooks like that, he does tend to calm down after about 10 in-game minutes. If it's a smaller buck, sometimes they come in a little bit sooner. But the big ones, they're pretty smart. Alright, we've been waiting about 10 minutes now, and that big buck should be calmed down. So we're going to put out a couple of calls here, and then we're going to try and slap back over on top of that rock. We're going to lay prone, and I'm hoping that that big buck comes in. We got a really good viewpoint from here. A really good viewpoint. All we got to do is wait for that big buck to come out right out to that opening there. And we should have him at about 20 yards. I just stopped recording. All of a sudden I look up and I thought, no way is that him. Sure enough, here he comes. He's coming right in perfectly. Let's get ready, guys. We're not messing around this time. Alright, let's get a range on him real quick. All right, he's gonna be about 20 yards right there. We're gonna take the shot as soon as he stops. What? Holy, could you get any unluckier at this point? Could you really literally get any unluckier? I cannot believe that the arrow was not knocked in the string. I thought it always was knocked. For some reason, the arrow wasn't knocked anymore. So then when that big buck came in, you know what? I don't even want to talk about it right now. We had him 20 yards away. We had a giant buck 20 yards away for the second time now. And it just, yeah, it didn't work out. Well, we know for sure that he should definitely come into that range again. But this time, we're going to be ready. There's no reason why he shouldn't come back. We didn't take a shot. He saw us here, but he probably didn't even know what it was. He just saw like some kind of object on a rock, and he really didn't think like too much about it. Anyways, we're gonna wait about 10 minutes, get back down there, call again, get back up on the rock, and take down this giant buck, hopefully, for once and for all. Well, we got good news and bad news. The good news is we actually got a call from another muley buck right here to the left side of us, down on this ridge. I haven't seen it yet, but the bad news is somebody else is coming really fast here, so we don't have a lot of time to make this happen. And I'm really hoping that that big muley comes over this ridge here any second now. Oh my god. I see a rack. I see a big rack. That's the other 200 plus buck that we saw, guys. There he is right there. Wow. That's the first buck that we saw in the very beginning. It's probably going to be like a 180 or 190 buck right there. Wow. Okay. We are not going to mess around. And we're going to get a range on him quick. He's about 30, but he's kind of quartering at us. However, I think we're going to take the shot. I do want to check one thing once. Okay, I don't see the other buck coming in yet. So we're going to get ready. We're going to take a shot on this buck here. He's 30 yards out. We really can't risk this. Perfect shot. He's down. We finally got one of the big bucks down. Yes! I'm so pumped right now. We've been trying to get these bucks for the last like almost 1 hour now. And every time they come in, it's like something goes wrong. I know we have a bad wind, but besides that fact, every single time they come close enough, I'm trying to be able to see them before they see us, and it's just not working. It's just not working. But it finally counted right there. It finally counted. However, that other big buck actually still might be coming in. There's a really good chance he might still be coming in. Well, there would have been a good chance he might be coming in, but then we got another hunter showing up here, like I said before. So that buck is probably long gone, but that's okay. We're going to get back on his track here in a second, and we're going to go find that other big buck. He shouldn't have gone too far. Nonetheless, we got a giant buck down here, and I couldn't be happier right now. Let's go take a look at this beautiful buck. Here he lays right here. Made an awesome 30-yard shot, and let's pick him up. Wow. A left lung shoulder blade heart shot, 30 yards out, and a 191.4 muley buck. That is a giant buck for the Hunter Classic. I am so pumped with that. So this buck here is the buck that actually spooked in the very beginning. The first buck that spooked. Now the second buck, he should be somewhere over to the east side over here. And like I said before, we're going to get back on his track here in a second. But for now, this buck here is kind of the main one that we really wanted. I knew he had a little deduction right there, but without that deduction, he probably would have been a 200 plus muley buck. What a beautiful buck, and that is going to make a really cool picture just like that. He's basically a mounter, but I do want to see, however, what he would have scored without deductions. So I don't think we're quite going to get him mounted just yet, but all right, what did you say, Fletch? You have a YouTube? Watch, he's probably going to be all pumped when he sees that he's on the thumbnail. So I thought we'd head over to another multiplayer game, but this time I decided to create my own multiplayer server. And we're out here. We have quite a few feral pigs coming our way. Looks like we have 3 boar coming right over this ridge here. We're up in a tree stand right now, and I don't have the color, but I do think that they should come within about 100 yards out. We can definitely take them down with a 308. So I think we're going to take this shot right here. Perfect shot on that one. That one's bolting now, but got a hit into that one. Hit into that one as well. And that should have been another pretty good hit. That was definitely another good hit. Looks like one of our pigs already piled up. But as you can see here, that is intestine. How in the heck did we hit intestine on that first feral pig? I held it right on the front shoulder. But, I mean, it did go down. You know what? It might have been a liver shot. If it's liver, then I'm okay with it. Okay, so it's going to be a liver shot. And a solid one indeed, a 714. Yeah, I was right. Here he is down right here. And honestly, that shot looks like it should have been a spine shot. Right. Or maybe not even spine. That should have been a lung shot. What was it? What the heck did we hit there? Ah, shoulder blade. Well, that could be why. Smoked the shoulder blade at 155 out, but it did take it down. Normally, if you hit that thing in the shoulder blade, you never would find it. But now that the 308's a little more powerful, we took down another feral pig, a 703.0 scoring feral pig. So another decent boar. I mean, honestly, that kind of looks like it should have been a liver or a lung shot even. The fact that that thing hit shoulder blade, like how did that hit shoulder blade and not anything else? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That definitely should have hit liver or lung. Whether it went in that way or it went out that way, it doesn't matter. It's still for sure a single lung or liver shot, and intestine, it should have hit that as well, but not just shoulder blade. So I am so confused about that shot. But anyways, we did get him, and that's exactly what I was looking for. We got a beautiful whitetail buck. Probably like a 160, 170 buck right there. He just stopped broadside at about 300 probably, maybe like 250 out. We could probably take that shot actually. Well, we could have, but now he's walking. Well, something tells me that buck might be a little bit bigger than what we think, because we called for like 10 minutes there and that buck showed no interest in coming into the call. Not even the slightest bit. We got does coming in. We got coyotes all around us here. What is that? Is that a bobcat? Yeah, I think that's a bobcat. Yeah, see, I'm pretty sure he went behind this hill right here. And this is the last place that we saw that big buck. That should be his track right there. And he should have went over there. There he is. Right there. He's actually quite a bit bigger than what I thought. He's a super, super wide buck. Take a look at that beast of a whitetail right there. Wow. But there he is right there. He's actually a little bit spookish, which is weird because we never spooked him. So I don't know why he is spooked, because maybe the bobcat came that direction or something? Holy, there he is. Honestly, I really can't tell how big he is. I just know he's big. Every time I look at him, I keep thinking he's bigger and bigger, which is a really, really good sign. A really good sign. And not only that, the fact that he keeps on completely ignoring our calls is so interesting to me. All right, guys, here he comes. Here he comes. Let's get a better look at this giant whitetail buck coming in here. Man, does he have points everywhere. He's super, super wide. Just an awesome buck coming in. He's only about 50 yards out here. I don't really know which way the wind is blowing right now, but based off of that leaf right there to the left side of us, it looks like it's kind of blowing left, kind of back in our face. So I don't really know if we want to shift over or just kind of hang tight right here. Let's shift over a little bit more, and then we should have some pretty good cover. We got a tree right there. I just want to check the cover here. We got really good cover here. We do have a doe coming in as well. So it's definitely a good thing that we're shifting over, because otherwise that big buck would probably take off when we spooked the doe. All right, where's the buck? I actually haven't seen the buck in quite a while. Let's back up. Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is. Oh, look at that thing. Oh, look at that thing. Wow. Yeah, that's a 160, 165 buck right there all day long. It's a giant. What an awesome buck. Wow. All right, let's slide over a little bit more. I don't want that doe to get too close to us. That buck should cross that ridge right there. Let's get a range on him quick here. Okay, so he's about 25 yards out. Once he steps out, he's going to be about 20. All right, let's take our shot. He's 20 yards out, guys. Let's draw back. Smoked him. Giant buck down. Oh man, that was awesome. That was a huge whitetail and super smart. Got a doe there. I could definitely smoke that doe. Look at all these does. They totally would have blew our cover. Oh man, that was so close. Wow. Let's go take a look at our biggest buck that we've seen so far. What an incredible buck. Look at the spread on that thing. Holy. Honestly, like I said before, every time we get closer, he looks bigger and bigger. But we got a left lung, liver, right lung, stomach shot. And he's going to score 171.2. That's a giant buck. He's way bigger than what I thought. When I initially saw him, I thought he's going to break the 160 mark. I didn't quite know if he'd break the 170s mark. But once I saw he was super wide and has pretty much every point where it's needed, I knew he's going to break probably close to that 170s. What an awesome whitetail buck. Man, that was so cool. So we saw him from super far. He was about 350 yards out when we initially saw him. And I just thought he was like a 150, 160 buck because when he was broadside, you couldn't really see how wide that buck actually was. But this buck here is probably one of my favorite racks to get in the Hunter Classic here. It's basically the super wide buck, and it also has I think it's the 7x7 if I remember right. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Yeah, this is the 7x7 super wide whitetail buck. He is just an awesome buck, and I'm so happy to have this thing. Man, is he incredible. Alright guys, honestly I think that's going to look pretty incredible just like that. This is probably as good of a picture as we can possibly get, so I'm really happy with that. And not only that, I think we're definitely getting this mounted because he's a pretty special buck. So let me show you on the map where we're at here and where we took down that giant buck. Now basically what we did was we actually came from this tent right here. We worked our way over this way and we got to this point right here, and this is where we spotted that buck way over here. He was walking at about 350 and we took him down right here. We snuck over there, put out some calls, located that buck. He actually circled back around kind of this point here and then ended up coming into the call, and we took him right there 20 yards out, made an awesome shot and got a huge whitetail buck.